EION was recently chosen as the lead supplier to deliver broadband wireless connectivity solutions to 30 remote communities throughout Latin America. The company recently won a Wemmie Award from the Wireless Communications Associations for its work in Ecuador. Kalaichelvan is the CEO of EION. Kalai, good to see you again. Thank you very much for coming in.
Good to see you again, Jan.
And we also have Ernie Isaacs, who's the Vice President, Latin America Operations for EION as well. Ernie, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in. I guess, first of all, before we actually talk about this product, we have to take it back to the Institute for Connectivity for the Americas, because it's the one who's overseeing this project. Explain to me what this organization is all about and where EION fits in the picture.
Institute of Connectivity Americas is a Canadian agency which is responsible or with a mandate to deploy wireless networks or provide connectivity in Latin American region. And basically they wanted to, as a pilot project, start off with 30 remote communities across Latin America and various countries. So there was a bidding process was put in there, and EION participated in the bid, and then we won the bid based on our merits of providing rugged and robust wireless networks targeted for rural and remote communities.
Okay, so when we talk about what EION is actually sending to these communities, give me a brief description of what it is.
So what it gives you is what we call it as a Wi-Fi network in a box. So an entire network for a remote community is put in one single box and we ship it.
Okay.
And then once if they receive there, they open the box, and then basically the local people or the local partners will be able to install these things, like put together a network which connects to the satellite and then provides the distribution for a radius of 25 kilometers. So a connectivity is given, voice, video, and data connectivity is given to a totally remote location. And from the time they rip open the box to get the first internet connection, our target is basically 4 hours. They should be able to get the internet connectivity. And that's the power of it. And on top of it, these boxes, what we provide is ultra rugged, ultra robust boxes. That means it can handle extreme environmental condition, extreme operating condition. I mean, that's the key for these things. I mean, you can have Wi-Fi networks in Chase Manhattan Bank or in downtown Ottawa, where you have a lot of access to people. If it fails, there you need to make sure it keeps working. And that's what we bring to the table. And that's what we offer them.
Okay, so is it one box per community? Yeah,
basically one box per community, which you send them. And that box contains all the things required for them to make the connectivity happen.
Okay, I want to bring Ernie in here because, Ernie, you've actually been to some of these remote locations. Describe to me what the environment is like.
In the case of El Chaco, which was the inauguration, which I was at about 10 days ago, with the Canadian ambassador and with the minister of the Ecuadorian government, it's steamy, it's hot, it's wet. It's raining all the time. It's very, very remote. The people are mostly indigenous. They have no connection to the outside world. And I do have to tell you that when they sit down at that telecenter and they look at that screen and they connect to the internet, it's like Christmas morning with kids with a candy box.
I guess.
It is just a most unusual thing that you ever saw. They're just alive because they see the rest of the world as it lives.
For the first time, probably.
Yes, exactly. They don't have television. They don't have anything.
Okay. So within 3 to 4 hours, when this box arrives and they unpack it and hook it up, their whole world changes, correct?
Precisely.
Okay. What's it connecting within that community?
In a 25-mile radius, or 25-kilometer radius from the center. In the case of El Chaco, it was set up in the municipal offices. There's a telecenter there, and then it goes to the local school. There's another one goes to the local hospital. Now, these people suddenly have connectivity through the Wi-Fi system back up to the satellite. The nurses can talk to doctors in Quito, or even farther in the U.S. or Canada if they wish. And remember, it's both voice and video. The municipal mayor can suddenly connect to the government in Quito, Ecuador, the capital, and see what's happening. None of this has been happening before. If you cross the Andes to get to here, as I did, you drive from Quito about 3.5 hours, and you completely cross the Andes, which are higher than the Rockies, and you end up in the Amazon jungle, and it's just completely remote.
So we're talking jungle here.
Oh, yeah.
This is in
dense,
the jungle.
Dense jungle, yes.
Wow.
Hot.
Hot. So I guess for Kalai, for what you've done with EION, I guess the real challenge is the humidity. Is that what it is?
It is just the humidity, the temperature.
Yeah.
Is the key for these kind of places. And what we do is when we are shipping out the product, we make sure we shake and bake it.
Yeah.
And make sure it does meet those extreme environmental conditions and it can keep working. And on top of it, we have technologies where we do a remote upgrade, remote management. I mean, as Ernie said, right, it's going to take 3.5 hours for somebody from the city to go to that place. And if things fail, we need to have something which can give the life for that network.
Yeah.
And we have that kind of a lifeline in the box so that we can just go through that one and then upgrade it. So our technology is really focusing not only on the physical robustness and ruggedness, we need to make sure the network is robust through providing remote management.
So far you've managed to do El Chaco. That was the first one. You've also done 6 other communities, 30
Yes.
in total?
There will be 30 in total when they're all in, yes.
And is the environment basically the same for every community? Jungle, steamy, hot?
That's correct. They're all remote community. That's the whole idea behind ICA, is to promote connectivity into the jungles, into the remote locations in Latin America, to allow these indigenous people into the 21st century.
It'll be interesting to go back in a year's time to see what
will.
it's like.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very, very much so.
Kalai, I want to talk to you a little bit about this Wemmie Award that you've won from the Wireless Communications Association. You've won it for this particular work in Ecuador. I understand that this is the first year your company's actually even been a member of this association. What's it like to win a Wemmie?
Oh, that is a very prestigious award, and we are very proud of ourselves on that one. Because, as you said, when we first came to know about this association, when we started working on becoming a member of the association, and then when the nomination process was going on of providing advanced technology for underserved. So when our nomination went there, and we didn't even think that we were going to win that, because there are big players involved in the association.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the membership of the association, you talk about Motorola's of the world, Intel's of the world. They're all there, and they do big presentations and big booths there. So we thought, it's going to be nominated as any other nomination. When we won it, and then when I went there and then entered the center stage and received the award, and everybody was looking at who is this EION suddenly coming in there,
yeah.
and then receiving this award. And then especially when they're describing the award about the technology what we have deployed, we got very, very good response when I left the stage. And it was very, very happy to see that EION won that award.
I imagine you'll be getting some phone calls from other companies as
Yeah,
well interested in doing business with you.
We are already, right? We're already, quite a few people have asked us about how to do it. And then, for example, as soon as I won the award and came out, there was a task force which are doing it for the tsunami relief for India and Sri Lanka and Indonesia. They came and talked to us and then said that can we send this Wi-Fi in a box as a first responder, not even for the people there, just for the aid agencies to make use of it.
Yeah.
And then you can just drop this one, and then within 4 hours we can establish the connectivity so that the aid agencies can start using this one at the first connectivity point. So, I mean, these are something, the interest which is coming in there. And on top of it, there are other areas in U.S. There are quite a few remote communities still are not connected in the broadband, which I was surprised to hear that, but that's a fact. So, no, they wanted to see how we can help them.
Great. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in to talk about this really cool project. I'd like to see some pictures, Ernie, but not right now. Thanks very much. Ernie Isaacs is the Vice President of Latin America Operations for EION, and Kalaichelvan is the CEO of EION. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.